Welcome back to Miami Dolphins Franchise. It's the offseason for what will likely be the final season. Of course, spoiler alert, we just got done beating up on the Chicago Bears to win the Super Bowl 42-23. Tyreek Perkins, the MVP, was really just a game where we dominated. There was really no weakness. We really made no mistakes. And it wasn't that the Bears were playing badly. It's just we gave them no room. We gave them very little to work with, especially in the second half. Of course, this is still not a team that is perfect. It is not a flawless roster. There are still positions we can definitely upgrade. One of those big positions being backup running back. Really didn't run the backups too much because they just weren't playing well, right? Morales, I really want a power back. The problem is Morales is a slow power back, so he's not a guy that can, break off big runs. Sure, maybe he'll fall forward for a yard or two, but this is not a guy that's going to take it 50, 60, 70 yards because he just doesn't have the speed to do it. So definitely want a new power back if we can. Of course, looking at the wide receivers, I think we are pretty set there, especially with Decker being a great run blocker. Jermonte Johnson's that true number one type. We definitely need to get him the ball more, but still the true number one type. And then Waddle is just, you could play him anywhere, and obviously he kills it in the slot for us. Wide receivers 4 and 5, they're good too. They could be solid number 3s across the league. We just kind of have them held hostage for now. Offensive line, I think, is pretty good. You could still look for a new one. I still can't believe Arianes did not really develop that much. Had him on the weekly training every single week, and because he's normal dev, he just did nothing. He pretty much did nothing. Of course, Donnie Hutchinson, very solid tight end for us, very good at catching, very clutch for us down the stretch. But you could always get more speed there, at least maybe not as a starter, but a speedy backup, 89, 90 speed perhaps. Of course, looking at the defensive side of the ball, this is where the majority of our draft and offseason probably will be focused on, as I don't know if we're going to be bringing back Jordan Brooks, and if we do, maybe more of a backup role type of situation, as he's already down to an 81 overall, which, yeah, it's not the best. He loses 2 speed, he's down to 85, which isn't bad. He's still smart. It'd be crazy not to have him back, but as far as being a starter goes, we might move in a new player, maybe a rookie, or maybe even Crosswell plays middle linebacker. Of course, defensive line, we definitely need a new DT. Is Crockett, he just wasn't good. Straight up wasn't good. Safeties, I like McDougald a lot, obviously, and I think Harding has played well, and I think he's played just as well, if not better, than Minkah Fitzpatrick, but it wouldn't also hate to have someone a little more twitchy back there that can cover better in man-to-man. So we'll have to see, what kind of opportunities reach us, if any, as he's good enough, serviceable enough. I really will just say that this is more of a backup depth situation, especially if we have injuries, than an actual we're replacing players kind of offseason. But we'll see. Of course, if you guys want to see the next episode tomorrow, we'll do 400 likes. We hit 400 for the Super Bowl video for another season, which I was actually kind of surprised. So 400 likes, and we'll do the next episode tomorrow. If not, I guess we'll just probably do it on like Monday or Tuesday or something like that. But for this one, we do this draft because I'm probably just going to scout on my own because it's so long-winded, just like this intro. I'm going to scout on my own, show you kind of the highlights of the players we're looking at, do the draft, training camp, and then one of the preseason games. And then next episode would be highlights from the 2 preseason games and then 2 regular season games. I think that's the plan. Try to get things moving a little bit sooner instead of having a whole episode to preseason. I don't know. I don't really like it anymore. We're not going to do that. Of course, looking at the retirements across the league, there were some pretty big names. Joey Bosa, one of them. Ryan Kelly. Titus Howard's not a terrible player. Grenard's big. Jeffrey Simmons is huge. TJ Watt and Jalen Ramsey, specifically for the Steelers, is massive. Taylor Deckard's a pretty good player. He's obviously gone. Wilkins, Stephon Diggs, Logan Wilson, Deebo Samuel. Of course, we lost Tart, but he was kind of a mentor pick late on. DeForest Buckner, Zach Allen, Harold Landry, Van Ginkel, Trey Hendrickson. David Njoku's not a bad player, and these guys are all retired. Bradley Chubb, he can no longer fleece anyone. He's out of here. Kenny Moore, Jair Alexander, Cam Robinson, Malik Collins, late career resurgence. Najee Harris, not bad. McGlinchey, Orlando Brown. Some pretty big names here. All retiring. Thankfully, none of ours for the most part. And let's head on to, first, I guess, the mock draft. So you have the Saints with the first pick overall going with edge rusher, cornerback after that, right end, DT, and tight end. I definitely need to see this guy because Lane George, top 5 tight end. I know it's the Vikings. They do that kind of stuff every once in a while. Actually, it's more of the Lions. But they have players that once were drafted high like that. Then, of course, at 32, you have Andy Burris. Linebackers, 241. I mean, we need a linebacker. They're not wrong. But we'll see. We'll have to see. Now we'll move on to the re-signings, the negotiations, if you will, before we hit free agency. Holy crap. I mean, he's a great player, but $50 million on the tag. I don't know what these guys are going to want, but I imagine this is around what they're going to ask for. Also, how the hell did I forget about Jalen Waddle here? Did we? I don't know what the hell's going on here. What did we do? Did we just forget about them? Ah! We're going to lose Jalen Waddle? 42, that's a lot for the tag, but that's fine. Julius Leonard's back up. Willie Gay. We did try to get some of these guys back, and they just weren't feeling it. All right, Willie Gay's back. More of a special teamer than anyone, to be fair. Savania Barnes. J.D. Younger. Man, Taylor Demerson was a pretty good special teamer for us. 2 years, 6.4, and he doesn't take it. That seems like perfect for what he is, which is a backup, you know? So we're going to be losing some, like, veteran-type players here. We got to keep the long snapper. I'm not drafting another one of these guys. Thank you. And then Brooks, down to an 81 overall. There's no way I'm doing a 2-year deal. This is already too much. 1 year, 12? It looks like Jordan Brooks is a free agent. Of course, cannot let Waddle go. Honestly, the tag might be better than the contract. Based on what we offered him, he's looking at least at 33 plus, right? So 42 on a 1 year is better off. Of course, you've seen all that money we have. Yeah, that's no longer a thing. It is pretty much disappearing. Let's head to free agency and see who is available before we... I don't care about the combine. I care about the pro day and the combine. Let's see who's available in free agency, if anyone. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Caleb Williams. They said, you didn't win a Super Bowl at a young age. You suck. You're out of here, brother. But no, I don't think that's a good decision. I don't think we're going to be seeing the Bears anytime soon now after this, unless they bring him back, which... Let's actually see. Are they trying to bring him back? There's only one team interested. The Panthers, and they're like, we'll give you like $5 million if you're chilling. I don't think that's going to happen either. Abdul Carter, that's a tough one. That is a tough one to pass on if we pass on it. Got to say, I'm only so strong. There's a lot of linemen. We're definitely going to have to reevaluate our positions and see if that's what we want to do. We got Sampson in there too. Again, I really want a power back. Sampson is not much different than what Achane is for us, and barring an injury, please don't jinx it, I don't think we need another Achane. We've already got Wright as well. Chop Robinson in free agency, if you say so. Some pretty good players here. I mean, most of them aren't the most developable guys, but for the most part, they are solid. These are some players that we could definitely bring in and contribute right away. ETN. Is there any actual power backs here? Not really seeing any. I mean, there's a couple, but they're all, like, old. I want somebody that can actually kind of develop if we wanted to. Ooh, who the hell is this? 235? Raekwon Howard. Talk about wasting a player. 83 trucks, 85 stiff arm. Tell me he has more than 400 yards in his career. Oh, my God. He barely has more than 4 yards. You also do have Braylon Allen, who's, obviously a decent power back, but nah. I want someone new. I want someone we can put our stamp on, like not 25-plus-year-olds that take 15 weeks to get one upgrade point. Looking over at tight end as well. Again, we really wanted a fast tight end as our backup. Arroyo is kind of that. The Luke Musgrave. I do like Arroyo. It could be our guy. A little expensive, but if nobody wants him, I might be able to do like a 1 year on this $6 million evaluation, which he seems cool with. O-line we're going to have to look at because, man, as much as I like Ariana, is a lot. He didn't really develop, and some of these guys look pretty good. Abdul Carter with Spencer feels like cheating. I just don't know if anyone... He did have a down year. I mean, Floyd... Lloyd, anyways, he's kind of good. Damn, we could get Carter with ease, though. Look at this, Floyd. I don't know why I always mix his name up. A lot of potential there. He had a pretty good second half to the season. 7.5 sacks. Abdul Carter's a monster, though. It's the final season. Do you not go out with a bang? Abdul Carter. Sadly, safety's pretty weak. We talked a big game for Craig Woodson for how long now, and he is available, but that's a lot of money. I mean, I don't hate the contract if it's like a 2 year, because you got to save some money for the other guys. Because at some point we might do like a 10-year rebuild, or at least a following the career type of situation. I want to keep all the players on one team if possible, as much as I can. Obviously, not everyone's going to be able to stick around. Jade Barron, not a bad corner 3. We have like all of our corners back, though. So while there's some options here, I don't really think we need them. Linebacker overshown. Again, a lot of these guys that they're fast, they're good. They're just old. Not that old has to be the end-all, be-all, but I would like to have players that could develop. I don't want them to be what they are, because it feels like we're wasting reps. You know, we were good enough as a team last year to win a Super Bowl. I don't really feel like we even need to add anyone, but adding them may give us a better chance to repeat. DT is a pretty big positional need, though. This is a position that maybe I look at actually signing someone, though. Carter's good, but do I really need him? That's the question. Mims is exactly what I want him to be. I just don't know if we'll actually get him to that status. Could bring in Mailata for 1 year, as he is obviously very good. I don't know what his abilities are. Nobody wants him for some reason either. And he's massive. What are the abilities? All-day edge protector and run block protector. How the hell do you pass rush against this guy? I will say, as far as like free agent DTs go, I would probably be more inclined to take someone like Brazee or Fitzsimmons as Savion Jones. He's a good overall, but he's actually not a great player. He's good at block shedding, but I think Brazee is 10 times the player. I mean, Fitzsimmons even not a bad player, but it is a lot of money. All right, we have 5 names. Let's see if we get them. And 4 of them went. Wait, Mailata was only a 3-bar? Whoa, 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 whoa. We're not doing a 5 here. I want Mailata. It's still only... Okay, there you go. Did we get him? All right, seems like we definitely got Mailata. Who else did we get? Wait, we didn't get Carter? It was a 5-bar, and now he's a Jet. We've been bamboozled. Of course, Mailata's a great name, and I don't know what we're going to do with that. Patrick Paul, right tackle. I don't want to move Mailata from where he, has played his entire career. I know Patrick Paul, but still, Mailata's the better player. Craig Woodson, a 2-year 12. That's pretty good for a backup. Arroyo, cheap deal. And then Malik Willis needed a backup quarterback. We got another backup quarterback. Going into the draft with 2 extra second-round picks, mind you. This is what the team is looking like before we even take a single name. Not looking bad at all. Patrick Paul, the 84 overall right tackle now. Obviously, insane pass blocking. Run block finesse is good, too. He's developed well. Like, he really has. Run block power is a little iffy, but other than that, he is very good. And, of course, we already looked at Mailata, but again, in case you wanted to see him, look at this. Look at this. Look at this mammoth. What a guy, by the way. But, all those abilities, massive. Left side is... about as locked in as you're going to get. And hell, if we move Mailata to the right tackle, we could have 3 superstars from center to right tackle. It's a really solid-looking roster. Really, just that running back position on offense. I want a new backup for sure. And then defensively, Craig Woodson. Again, every time we've seen him playing for the Patriots, we wanted him. We said he looks great. He looks solid, and he is. I can't believe they let him walk. He's a little expensive, but it's fine. Real bad thing is, even though I like Floyd going forward, is that the Jets now have Abdul Carter, and they've given us a couple of runs for our money, and now they actually have, another player, another piece on that D-line that definitely can change some things. Holy crap, that guy's old as hell. But definitely can change some things. And they have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I didn't see that either. The Jets are making moves. Anyone else? Anyone else from the Jets? Okay, at least they're chill for now. Wait, who's this? Scorton? Okay, they're trying to get a whole new D-line, I guess. Jets with a pretty big offseason so far. All right, before we enter the draft, and, well, I guess the scouting, I'll have to show you the scouting real quick. This is what the mock draft looks like. So we have the Saints with Caleb Thomas. Pretty much a lot of the same stuff going on here. Didn't actually look at this guy. How good was he? Yeah, I was about to say, that's why he didn't make my radar, because he's really not the best. Panthers going QB, which I don't think is going to happen anymore, assuming they went Caleb, which I think they did. And then I looked at ours already. It's not accurate. We're not taking Brandon Beckham, the 3 to 4 grade guy, in the first round. I'll tell you that much. Looking at what we actually do have, I probably should have some of the other guys on the board. I just don't, I assume they're not going to be there late. I kind of I went for realistic players, 1 to 2, since we're pick 32. But, yeah, you have Zach Bailey and Zimmerman, the 2 quarterbacks I was willing to put on my board. Obviously, this guy's pretty clear-cut, probably a hidden dev. Damn it. And then Zimmerman was the only decent UDFA-type QB. Thing is, we have Willis now at the 3, so I don't really need him. We have a bunch of running backs. A lot of them are power backs. I will say, if Warner's there at 32, pretty damn good chance I go for him. A guy that's not the most speedy, but 89, 90 speed probably, with an A stiff arm, A trucking. Of course, after him, you have Quincy Holiday as well, who looks even better, arguably. Just a little bit worse in that stiff arm. And then some of these other guys, like Scott and Connor, some later on power backs, specifically Javier Connor, 6'2", 229. Again, the left side's not really showing. He's super fast, 4.43 on the right, probably 89, 90 speed. So definitely some options there. Wide receiver Cody Murphy, very raw, but obviously they have a 2 to 3 grade on him. He's tall enough. He's decently fast. It's hard to judge based on the potentials because for some reason in Madden, wide receivers, the potentials have always been all over the place. And then you have Majette, who is a day 3 wide receiver. Wouldn't hate bringing him on. I do get Walter Golden vibes, but maybe that's not a bad thing. I know we wasted Walter Golden, but at the same time, he's a lot older now, so even if I wanted to try and resurrect his career, it's probably a little too late for that. You have CJ Friedman, tall guy who with, not amazing speed, but 4.45, another 89, 90 speed type guy. Really a weak class overall. This guy also caught my eye because at 6'3", he's actually got quite a bit of speed, but pretty weak class overall, unless you needed tight end. As you can see, a lot of good ratings here, specifically Curley and Spellman. The speed is decent. Of course, we've seen the Vikings projected guy. He's not that fast, but another good-looking player. Cruz looks really solid. I know he's 23, but he's a 6'6", 259, and he has a lot of speed. So another guy that maybe at 32 would be an option for us if one of those running backs that are high aren't there. We have a couple of offensive linemen here as well that we scouted again. Could make a trade-up. We have 2 extra second-round picks, so maybe I should have put the other guys on the board, but again, putting guys on the board that I think are more realistic for us to get. Zoomed by that one on accident. Again, we don't really need linemen right now, but, Beckham in 3 to 4, probably someone we go for. Scarborough looks great, but he's a first-rounder, so probably not going to go for him. Mullins looks solid enough in the later portion. Stanton looks okay. Heenan, a little bit more raw, but there's potential there to maybe be a low overall hidden. DT, that's one of the bigger positional needs. The problem is, I'm not a huge fan of the DTs. DJ Holmes, I thought this guy was going to save me. I don't think he is. He's probably going to be normal dev, and at that point, is he even worth starting? I'm not even 100% sure. A couple of backups like Snowden. Of course, Nick Christie, little undersized for the interior, but very strong. Can make up for that lack of size with the strength that he has. And then, of course, DTs. We do have a 3 to 4 who is a 1 to 2 true talent in Huffman. Again, this is a guy that you're really just banking on hidden dev. Not sure if you're going to get it. Strength a little bit low at 31. I've seen 31 go from anywhere from 85 to 89, though, so you kind of just have to be lucky and hope that it's more on the 89 side, at least 88, maybe even 87. Then, looking at the rest of these guys, linebackers, definitely not the fastest. There was actually a safety I was looking at that might be a better linebacker prospect than most of these guys, so not 100% sure if we're going to go a linebacker after all. Again, we don't technically need to. We have 2 linebackers already that could easily hold the fort if they had to. But I would like to have someone younger that can to develop. I know, Edison's not old, but his development is obviously stalled because of missing his rookie year for the most part. But these are the speeds of the linebackers. So Gilbert, probably the guy I'd be looking at the most, if any, who's a 2 to 3. Could be a guy we actually take at 32, especially if the other 2 are gone, the running back and tight end that we're kind of looking at. Tight end probably won't be gone, but running back could be. Some pretty good cornerbacks as well. Top 5 and Alfonso Walker. Had to put him on my board because this guy looks like damn near, if not a generational player. So if you're going to make a crazy trade up, obviously a generational player is the type of guy you trade up for. But a couple of other good corners there as well. We scouted a few. We pretty much have one every round. It's not a deep classic corner, but each round has a guy or two that look good enough to potentially take. Then we look at safeties, which were, again, kind of weak. Meredith looks pretty good, though, I will say, is like a pure, true, deep free safety. Or slot corner, very good man coverage. Another guy that's probably worth taking at 32 if you wanted that position group. And then, of course, another really good player is DeJuan Jones. B man coverage, C zone coverage. Good speed, good excel. 5'11's good enough height, especially for a free safety, which is what we need more than a strong. And then the final player that I've been looking at is, where the hell is he? Actually, where is he? There he is. I didn't put him on my board. I was thinking about it. I was like, do I want him? Because he's slow as hell, but I get linebacker vibes. I really do. I get linebacker vibes for sure. A block shed, not the fastest. Great hit power, great tackle. He's 6'3", he's 219. I would have a hard time taking this guy in the first round, but if he's there like with one of our later second-round picks, yeah, I'm willing to take him, I think. Of course, didn't have Person on the board because he's just too slow at 5'9", right? Or 5'11", actually. He's taller than I thought, but left side's telling me probably 88 speed, which I have Harding. I don't need somebody. And I have Harding and freaking Woodson. I don't need anyone like that. I will say, though, after seeing the DT room here in the draft, yeah, maybe should have taken one of those free agents. I know, who was it? Shamar Turner, I think, went to free agency, like the post, kind of bid war free agency. So we do have a chance to sign him if we want. Didn't really look at the top, right? Like, it's just, I'm not going all the way up here for, somebody that looks good, but not elite. Didn't look at the other guys, though. Let's take a look at Sinclair real quick. It's just some of these other guys. Like, Sinclair would be worth it. But this is going to be a top 5 guy. Top 10 guy, probably. And I can't make that move. That's too high. Bonzo Walker goes number 2. We know about Thomas. Phelps at 3. Garcia at 4. Lane George at 5, like they said. And there goes Sinclair. I'm not trading up to 6 for a DT that looks good, but not great. He's good, but not elite, in my opinion. Chrissy goes 30, and then now we're at 31 with, I think, every single running back still being there, which, again, maybe that changes if there's an actual generational running back. I kind of ignored Hale because he's 23 years old, but that's not, it's the final season anyways. Just, I don't know. I personally just want a power back. I do like both of these guys. Warner, I think, looks good. Eric Warner, a little bit slower, at least for speed. Acceleration looks pretty damn good, I'll admit, but trucking stiff arm, amazing. But Holiday looks a little bit faster, in my opinion, and has similar stiff arm truck. Thing is, Warner 6'1", Holiday's 5'10". Obviously, I prefer the taller player. The other part of this, though, is you have guys that are almost exactly alike in terms of, like, 1A, 1B, that are far later on, right? Like, I don't love that the left side says solid and decent for Excel for Connor, but he's got great potential at day 3. He looks similar to Holiday. Is Holiday really worth that first-round pick? I don't know. Of course, we could take William Gilbert as well, get a linebacker. But at the same time, I also do think Alamada... I'm not even going to say it. Jesse. I think Jesse has potential as well as a linebacker, like we said. But is, ironically enough, slower than Gilbert, who is an actual linebacker. We do also have Cruz, but we have Arroyo, who's... really elite as well. This guy, I wish I would have the scouting. I already knew. I was like, okay, Cruz is good, so I don't need to look at the other guy. I'll look at these two. I think it was week 13. I think it showed speed. It was like elite here, and these were like greats. And now I'm like, oh, well, now I wish I would have known, right? We do have Spellman, though, who looks good, too. I think tight end falls a bit, whereas I know linebacker won't. I'm just hoping running back we aren't selling here, but I think William Gilbert's the best choice for us. 2 to 3, probably goes top 10 in the second round. 43 true talent, and he's hidden dev. He's a great player. 89 speed, 89 excel, 80 jumping is pretty good. 76 change direction. Wish it was higher, but it could have been like 73, so that's fine. It's a good player. It's a good pick. And now we'll slow sim because you never know. Might be able to pick up Holiday anyways. I doubt it, but you never know. DeJuan Jones goes, we could use an actual safety to start, but I was surprised should have showed the, what is it called? The draft presentation. I've just seen it a million times. I usually don't care personally, but it does look cool. And there goes Warner. So if we want Holiday, which I like the other guy just as much as Holiday. The thing is, I would imagine this guy has a higher chance to have actual dev, right? And that does matter. 5th next year. Damn, 5th year next year didn't do it. Quarterback, I could give him Steinbach. Could actually just... I do like Steinbach, though. Do you want a running back? We're not going to use Morales anymore. There you go. We're going to... Whoever this guy is for us... He's at least the number 2 or 3, right? So it doesn't really matter. Cruz is still there, too, which is very interesting. I'm still debating Holiday. How fast, actually, is he? So he has a 4.42. Vertical's good. Jumping's good. Super strong. 31 bench. Change of direction's horrible. Agility's horrible. You'd expect that, though. Great strength. Good speed. Good excel. Because I could just trade up for that tight end. It really doesn't matter who we get. It's just the left side is showing me Connor's not as good. And the left side usually does mean more than the right. We could take both, potentially. I'm just going to take Quincy Holiday. See what we get here. 35 true, that's good. Dev, if he's normal, would be so devastated. But he is hidden. Okay, 91 speed, 91 excel for a power back. Actually not bad. Actually not bad at all. Okay, so I very happy with that. That is great. Now, at this point, again, I don't think we absolutely need a tight end, but I think we're going to be looking at Meredith and or the tight end. So if one of them goes, we're probably going to trade up. Jaguars might have just got hot, by the way. Hale's a little bit of a different back, it seems, but they may have gotten hopped right there. Possibly. Of course, do have another second-round pick after this upcoming one, which I think there's a good chance the safety sticks around. There's also a good chance the tight ends stick around, so I'm gonna have to really think about this one because the linebacker's not on the board. This safety that I can't pronounce his name, it's completely irrelevant now. There's more tight ends than there are safeties. I think that just solidifies it, right? Carlos Meredith, 13 true. Also hidden Dev. Okay. We're actually kind of doing better than some of our rebuilds, I'm going to be honest, especially at safety and running back. Now, there's a good chance both of... Wait, no. Was that our 3-4 Huffman? No way. Dude, that's crazy. Well, it looks like we're going to be completely depending on a 3-4 defensive tackle. Well, that kind of sucks. I should have saw that one coming. He's 3-4. I thought he would have been there. I really did. Instead, I'm holding out for a tight end that I don't even need, which we may not even get. I'm not really that pushed for the tight end, though, so if we have to get the other tight end, that's fine. At this point, Arroyo is like tight end 3. I guess I'm going to look again because I just want to make sure we're not missing someone. Might lose Javier Connor. Don't know if we're going to even go for him anymore because the guy we got is pretty good. Got a couple of 3-4 linemen. Still have a lot of UDFA linemen, too, though. Yeah, unless you want one of these corners, which, they're okay. They're not amazing. I think it's going to be the tight end. I think Cruz is going to be our guy. Nico Cruz, 6'6", 259. It's probably going to be hard not to start this guy over our current... I've already forgot his name. I've already forgot Hutchinson's name. Our current tight end. Maybe not. Okay, he is normal dev, but 90 speed, 88 excel, 88 agility. Decent jumping, decent change of direction. Our first normal dev of the draft, which is ironic because this is the one guy I was pretty much like in my head thinking was guaranteed to be hidden. I thought of all the 4 players we just took, if I had to guess one, my life depended on it, would be hidden, it would be the tight end. So kind of crazy, actually, but it's okay. As far as the rest of the picks go, Spellman will probably be the one that's actually superstar, but I go for the speed every time, especially for someone that's not going to be my, number 1. My number 2 that, comes in, and he needs to make the most of his opportunities. I think a guy with athleticism is going to do that. I think we have to slow sim until we're down to one of these DTs. As much as it disappoints me to be down to a 3-4, there is still a good chance one, if not both, have hidden dev. I think Ruiz is definitely the better of the two, but I don't think one is so much better than the other that we need to trade up immediately, lose the rest of our draft class over it. As the Steelers definitely want to take a look at that safety because that guy looks promising. I still forgot to do the damn... to be fair, a lot of times after the first round, they don't even show you the presentation anyways, but didn't do the presentations. That's my fault. We've been around the block, okay? I don't know if any of these guys we've taken so far is a true starter. Obviously, the running back is going to get a lot of snaps, but as far as being a true starter, playing 90 to 100%, I don't think there's a single guy that we're going to be drafting here that'll do that, barring an injury early on. But it still would have been nice to see them, see them coming up to the commissioner and giving him a hug and all that good stuff. I forgot about the running back, too. I really want him, but I just don't need him. Was that him? No, it wasn't Scott, was it? I know one was Scott, but there's 2 of them, right? Either way, looking so far so good. It is Connor, okay. Craig looks good too, but he's a different type. He's like a speed guy, which we could go. Oh wait, Vincent was one of them, wasn't he? Was Vincent one of the DTs? He better not be. All right, Ruiz. Ruiz is obviously the prize, it seems. Of course, it really comes down to who has Deb, so... man, I should have just traded up. It's just, things are going so well. Everyone we wanted kept falling to us. Quincy Lowry. I can't risk him. I got to go to Buffalo. We give up 2 backup DTs, which one of them did actually have star. Low overalls, to be fair. Kind of just roster fillers to move up a few spots at the Bills. Interdivisional, doesn't really matter. It's literally a few spots. We do also have this guy, though. Like, the talent is undeniable. We might have to just try to make it like a manual trade with one of our players. Quincy Lowry, if you're hitting dev, you're automatically DT2. 100 true talent. And he is exactly that. Really curious to see what Ruiz is now. We traded these 3 players, which of course are kind of, mainstays. Floyd was massive for us on third downs over the years. Of course, Rutledge, a starter that actually held his own for a while. And then McAllister put in some solid reps as a backup tight end. And then a 4th 2 years from now for this 3rd round pick. We traded a lot of not cornerstone players, but known players at least, for this wide receiver that we honestly, I don't know if we need it, but Walter Golden's on a 1 year as well. So as far as the longevity of this team goes, we definitely need someone long-term. 5'9", hoping that speed's decent. I think there's a chance of hidden dev here. And yeah, that's the main reason why I traded up for him. He had the vibes. Of course, insane excel, great speed, solid change of direction. This is a guy that, honestly, I don't want Waddle to go anywhere. But if we lost Waddle, I would not be mad. Like, that is a guy that I think could fill in for Waddle immediately, and we'd have a lot of fun starting him and trying to develop him. So, we'll see what happens. I'm not saying we're going to trade off Waddle, but he's on a tag. There is a chance that he gets traded. Of course, I don't think we can really trade up anymore. We can't really afford it. If there's some players here at 32, we'll be happy. Maybe there's somebody that we want to draft. I don't know. Hopefully. Running back's gone, unfortunately. Do have Malik Craig again. Not the same type of guy we've been looking for this draft, but wouldn't hate having a speedier guy. Anyone else? You have Stanton, the day 3-er. Pearson's a UDFA. I don't think I like Stanton that much. He's good enough to where if I really needed a guy, I'd take him. But is he better than the other guys, like Esparza? He looks just like Esparza, who's a UDFA. Who else do we have? Scandrick, who looks good enough. I don't know if I really need him or even want him, to be honest with you. These tight ends were actually okay. Fernando Cruz was decently fast for a guy this late. I just don't need him anymore, right? We have 3 tight ends now. Safety, Villalobos. He wasn't bad either. Good for a UDFA for sure. What about edge? Lowell was okay. I don't know. I'll trade down one time, I think, and start taking some trench guys. Here you go. 4th this, 6 2 years from now, and Armstrong for a 5th and a 5th this year from Chicago, which is huge because we get multiple 5th-round picks at the later portion, but that's fine. As you can see, we have 3 5th-round picks. Still think we have a 6th, if I'm not mistaken. Well, let's just start taking some players that we like. I think one of the guys undoubtedly has to be this nose tackle, Doug Pearson. We just need more depth there. I know we have Kenneth Grant, but that's fine. 33 true talent. Normal dev. It's okay. It's still a fine pick. And now with back-to-back picks, let's grab the big fella, Morgan Scandrick. True talent 93, but, yep, that's what we're looking for, the dev of hidden. So we're developing some guys. We also do not have a 6th-round pick. That is a concern. Final pick could be safety. I think safety's not in a bad spot, so maybe it is corner. I really didn't like any of the corners, though. That's the problem. Craig's good, but is he good enough? Do I take Craig? Corner's got a couple of guys here that are okay. Blaylock and Woods. Pro day for those two. 4.38 for Woods. Solid on the left side. It's kind of a tell that he's not very good. 4.43. 4 running backs. I guess. Why not? Malik Craig, 71 true talent. Normal dev, 91 speed. Damn, he's like almost arguably slower than the other guy we drafted. That left side is very truthful. Very telling. Let's go to the next round, though. I'm not going to end this just yet because maybe in the 7th there's somebody. And we are finally rid of the cap monster in Zach Seiler. 2 7ths this year and a 4th next year from the Saints. 2 high 7ths this year to be exact. One of the guys is going to be Villalobos. I've been kind of eyeing this guy up a little bit. 167 true. Normal development trade. Not great, but could be a slot corner. And then with the other pick, I don't love Heenan, but I'm just hoping for a low overall hidden. Ooh, I don't know about that low. I thought it might be like in the 120s. Ooh, okay, so not our best 5th to 7th round work ever. But I think we had a really good couple of first rounds, and obviously with the free agents we signed, really good offseason in general. Let's take a look at the talent. What do we got? 73, 74, 76, 77. Damn. Oh my lord, he is so mid. I definitely need to see Ruiz. Of course, we're not going to look at the devs. That's what we do in this. We just don't look at the devs. We'll see them when we see them. Injury, stamina, toughness, that's usually a problem for linebackers. So good enough for sure. Good catching. Has a little bit of finesse. So if he had a pass rush, he gets in there. He does all right. Coverage and block shedding, very raw. I definitely need to see the free safety or whatever to see what he would be like. Quincy Holiday, though. This is a guy I think I might actually look at the dev for. Ooh, truck stiff arms lower than I thought. I mean, we had an idea that was a possibility, right? Because he was a little bit lower than the other guy. But I do want to see this guy because A, he's a backup, and B, I want to compare him to the other one. I want to see what we did. Did we make the right call or not? Dev, thinking star. Yeah, star dev. Okay. The other guys, they'll get their snaps. They'll get a chance to show their dev. We'll take a look right now. No, we won't. We'll remember. Star dev. Carlos Meredith, though. This is going to be a guy that actually maybe makes free agency interesting. Don't know about the number, but he makes, not free agency, preseason interesting. This is a guy that could steal Harding's job. 92 speed, 91 excel, and then, of course, the glaring thing is that he has hidden development traits. And then, of course, Cruz, huge overall. 77 overall. I mean, honestly, injury and toughness is a problem. He's probably already a better player than Hutchinson. But Hutchinson, he's a superstar, so he's going to stay as the starter. Majette, 71 overall. What's the elusiveness? 83 juke move, good enough. Change direction, 92. Really wish the kick return was better, because this is probably a guy we're looking at to be our starter back there. Or at least one of the guys. And then here's Pearson, of course. Low dev, high overall. Just, more depth for the defensive line. And then, of course, Skandrick, low overall. These linemen, man, they were not great. I mean, this guy is so bad. Thankfully, he's hidden dev, because holy crap, he's horrible. Craig, of course, not a bad overall. Just not a huge fan of the speed. Again, he's not going to be our starter, but I wish he was a little bit twitchier. Villalobos also a lot lower of an overall than I thought he was going to be. Fair enough, though. He's 7th round pick. And then Heenan, hope for a low overall. Hidden, we got half of it. Unfortunately, the bad half. But let's take a look at the NFL. Walker, want to see him. 83 overall. As good as you would expect him to be. 96 speed. Holy crap. So fast the hairline went right down the middle. Just the wind took it right off. Is an X factor. You'd expect him to be fair. He looked amazing. Anyone else? Here's Lance George. So in fairness, I didn't see it because I don't love the speed. But yeah, he is a truly talented guy. This is basically another Hawkinson coming on in pretty much. Dev gotta be at least superstar, right? And it is. It's X factor. Pretty good tight end draft. I know ours was normal, but it's still 77 overall with a lot of speed at 6'6". Here's Sinclair. Maybe I was wrong. I was not wrong. I was about to say, I don't think he's worth the top 10 pick. Normal development trait sucks, but he is really good. 83 power move, 96 strength. Maybe you could poach a DT off their team, though. See if they have anyone that's still there that looks good, because I really don't know if I want to roll in with another low overall finesse DT. This one at least has, star plus, but still the potential, the development can't be great for that low of an overall. Oh, my lord! The Seahawks with one of the worst draft picks I've ever seen. Not only is he bad, but of course he's 23. He has no strength. At least he's athletic, I guess, but holy crap. Talk about a pure bust. I mean, that just stands out immediately. Where was the running back we were looking at? Here's Jones, by the way, 77 overall. Great safety, just like our guy. Our guy's a little bit better, though, in theory, because he is a little bit faster, but I don't know the devs. If this guy's star, then our guy is automatically better. Okay, because our guy's at least star, right? So if they're the same dev and our guy's slightly faster, kind of self-explanatory at that point. A lot of good players, though, that we were eyeing up in the second round, though. So we'll definitely see. Oh, actually, late first was Christie. Nick Christie. Ooh, dodged a bullet there. I mean, he's great with the strength, block shed, power move, solid. But yeah, normal dev, that's tough. That's tough to develop. What else do we have? Because Crockett looked great too, and then how did that turn out, you know? So looking at the running backs, our guy doesn't have as good of excel, but he has better speed, better strength, worse agility, same change of direction, which is more important than agility. Juke moves 4 higher, spin moves 4 lower. Oh, where's the trucking? Ah, man, 84 stiff arm. He is better. 1 pick before us, Eric Warner. Also hidden development trait. Injury stamina are great. Toughness is good enough. Catching 59. 90 carrying, 78 break tackle. I'll be curious to see, obviously, the dev. Please don't be higher than star. I'll be sad. No! God, and he's a jet. Oh, I mean, again, we didn't choose him. You know, if Holiday would have went first, we would have went with that guy. Oh, I did not need to see that. I did not need to see that at all. I mean, these guys are like 1-to-1 almost, like ratings-wise, and then you look at that. I guess, in fairness, our guy is a lot better at catching. That plays a factor. What about blocking? I'm just trying to cope. Just let a man cope, would you? Run block is horrible. Pass block similar. All right, I don't want to talk. Let's look at the Jaguars running back. Look at this guy. Oh, 68 overall bot. Damn, thank God we didn't take that guy, right? Oh, my. That sucks. Wayne's as well. Terrible. 66 overall in dev. I mean, I'm kind of curious. Also, seeing that name just reminded me of Jared Haney. What a story that was for a moment, huh? That was fun. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, looking at all the other guys, like I said, this was a pretty weak class. I mean, you look at these overalls in the second round, and Huffman as well, 73 overall. He was hidden. Ooh, that would have been a very, very good draft pick for us. Damn it, we should have taken him over Meredith. Please only be star. Thank you. Should have taken him over Meredith. I like Meredith a lot. I think he's a great safety. Actually, one of the better safeties, especially where we took him, that I've seen in a while. But that DT was so much more needed than he was. And honestly, probably is there at 32. You know, no other safety went, and there was still safeties there that are decent. Here is the linebacker type safety we're looking at. 72 overall, 86 speed, 87 excel, 85 hip power, 65 block shed. Yeah, I mean, I think he's a linebacker. I think you put him at will. I think he's still a little undersized for the weight, but not a bad player at all. Star development trait. And I think one of the last players I kind of want to see is that other running back we could have had. Obviously, I still do want to see... I don't really care too much about Curly. He's only 84 speed. Spellman, 86. Also normal. See, our guy is definitely better. There's no question about it. Oh, also, Ruiz, 69 overall. Ooh. Dodged a major bullet. Thank you, New York. And then here's Connor, 72 overall. Connor, normal development trait. Damn, that stiff arm trucking is goated, though. But like we said, I knew he was not going to have hidden. You win some, you lose some. If it wasn't for Warner, I think we would have made the right call. I guess, to be fair, Huffman as well. If it wasn't for Warner and Huffman, we'd have made the right call at every corner and every turn. But those two do exist, sadly, so we have to live with that. All right, so we're about to do our training camp and then probably a preseason game, but this is what the roster looks like as of right now if the season were to start. We also found Spencer Brown without a team. I'm not sure how, but I mean, this is a guy that could easily start for us. We're in that kind of situation where most teams are just broke, I think, and they just can't afford the asking price. Like these guys like Spencer Brown or, you know, in Mailata, they're on the older portions of their career where they're not going to just sign for low money just because, oh, well, it's better than nothing. You know, some of these guys are like, hey, maybe it's not better than nothing. Maybe I'll just retire as healthy as possible. Of course, we're not like that. We've got some money. We're going to give you that money even as a backup. You know, we'll take that depth in case we have an injury. But of course, offensive line looks better than it's ever looked. Receivers just as good as it's ever been, if not better, because again, you do add Mayet, the wide receiver 4, who has a lot of potential with all that speed. I don't know what his dev is. Probably going to be star development trait, but of course, looking decent. And then we obviously have Quincy Holiday, the running back number 2 that I really hope can develop. I don't know what we're going to be getting out of him right away, but we're going to start him as many times as we can. Of course, Achane is going to be the number 1 running back, but whenever he can get out there, he's going to get out there. So I guess not start him, but give him as many snaps as we can. Definitely going to give the backups more carries than they ever had. Got a bunch of upgrades we'll have to get into as well. Still can't believe Waddle's only star development trait, but at least he's still good. He's still high overall. Then looking at the defensive side of the ball, this is where a lot of the questions come in because Lowry, he's only a 69 overall, but he's hidden development trait. He's a bit raw, but he's got some speed. He's got a little bit of finesse. If we can just get a couple of good games early on, maybe he can develop quickly. Who knows? Of course, another big one, Gilbert, who is sitting at will. Technically, you make the argument that Edison's a better player than him. So I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do there either. And then safety, I've liked what Harding's done, but Mr. Carlos Sakata, he looks great too. High potential with good man, good zone. We talked about getting a guy that can maybe cover in man coverage a little bit better than Harding, and I think he can. He's faster. He's got maybe not better man in zone, but he's just faster, right? He's a little more twitchy, easier to cover those guys that are just making those breaks. Of course, everyone else pretty much the same though, so lot to look at here in preseason. First things first, though, training camp, get those upgrades in. Before we do anything, though, we have a position battle. What are they talking about? Surprised you're not in pads. You got to practice in few. Who even is this? Arroyo? We'll talk after preseason. Hopefully he just forgets. How about that? How about that? Now it is time to get crazy upgrades. Tyreek Perkins going to be in that bucket passing training camp drill, which, of course, we should be able to do pretty easily, which we get a full 2 upgrade points. I mean, just absolutely insane potential out of this. 2 full upgrade points, a chance at a dev up. You can't really ask for much more than that. Oh, we missed. First one we missed. I just kind of wing it. It doesn't really matter what you hit as long as you hit it, and as long as you hit it quick enough, which the ball is bouncing like crazy, kind of messing me up. As long as you hit this one, it should be good. Oh my god. Again, I will never use that actual ability in practice, in the game, I should say. Do it, and damn, no upgrade in dev. Got pocket presence. Steinbach, I mean, he's a good player. If something happened to Tyreek Perkins, we want this guy to be as good as possible. Probably not something you guys care about, so we'll just move on to when we get, if we're lucky, the gold. And unfortunately, he does not get the star, but he gets his upgrade. He maxes it out. This one's going to be interesting because as much as I love Achan, I think we're going to go with Holiday. I want to see what he looks like out here, practicing. Number 42. I kind of like it. I can't lie. Big fella number. Breaks some ankles. Can't get to the end zone, though. A little bit of a slower player, of course, but hopefully tanky enough to feel the power. No stiff arm there. He doesn't even get caught up to. Fella, and he'll run right by. Don't know if we're going to be able to see much of that power in this one, because you really should be avoiding contact when you can. I still can't believe we would have had Warner. That would have been such a good pick. The thing is, with a guy like Morales, I kind of felt like speed was really the thing he was lacking, and our guy is, in fact, faster. Like, pure speed is faster, so, I mean, I probably would have taken this guy over Warner even if I had the choice, so I think we're screwed no matter what. We got to have it on this one. If we don't get it, we don't get the gold, which we're not going to get. Wow. 900 points. Retry. Finally got it. I mean, that's the kind of blocking we've been getting. It's kind of expected why we've been struggling. And that is exactly why we used him for this training camp. What are the actual odds? Superstar development trait for our running back. Oh my, like the actual odds of that is so low. And yet, that's exactly what happened. The guy's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Wow, I can't even wait. I just want to see the power back upgrade now. That was huge. That was huge. 1 to trucking, 2 to brake tackle, 1 to stiff arm, 1 to agility. That's a great upgrade. Other than getting like speed and acceleration and maybe change direction, you can't really beat that upgrade, right? What kind of traits can I add? Oh, he has run over. Players with this trait will have a higher tendency to attempt to truck, cover ball. Is there anything like run someone's ass over? No. Strong arm. Sure. Elusive instinct. I don't know about that. Discipline. I don't know about that. Players with this trait will attempt to avoid hits, but no. Are you crazy? I mean, it is what it is. He's kind of goated. Nice. Big dev up there. And we still have more to go. Do I go with Waddle because he needs the dev up? Or do I go with Jeromepkr Johnson because he's the wide receiver 1? I mean, Waddle's on a 1-year deal. Jeromepkr is like long-term. Jeromepkr, though, at an 85 overall could be big as well. I mean, I really like Monte Johnson as is, so I'm going to go Jeromepkr, believe it or not. Maybe could have went Hutchinson, but I like him as is as well. I just think Decker has the most to gain. Like, even though Johnson didn't have a great season yards-wise, you've seen what he did in the playoffs. He's that guy still. He is truly the number one on this team. And Decker, he's a really good blocker, but he's not as consistent in the receiving game, and it's not even really close. I mean, look at how bad they're out running. He's slow as hell. I'm like, I can't even get him to do the actual move I want. I just keep having to shade it outside. There we go. Finally actually gets to the inside like I wanted. Like every time he just gets beat to the spot. But I suppose he's one away from having it already. Let's just outrun the damn guy. Just crazy to think. Never in a real game would Billups let that happen. Oh, what a catch. Actually pretty good. I will say, with our running back having Superstar now, it's hard to say I would rather have our guy over the other guy, but there's, you know, potential to be had there. There's this question that maybe it's true. I'm also going to go with Richards here, even though he doesn't really need it as much as some of the older guys, because we can get him to that 85 overall ability slot sooner. And who knows what kind of ability he can get that could maybe just open up the team even more. Kind of runs weirdly, I can't lie. Of course, he's a pretty small lineman. It's not like he's some huge lineman at all. Okay, we'll just keep going here. Give me my stamina, please. Thank you. Look at us. I mean, it's just too easy. Of course, we got the gold for our guard, but since he's a superstar, I don't even know if you can get X Factor off of that, but here's Floyd now, who obviously had a really good second half to the season. Oh, okay, that works. Get out of our way. Spin move. Get through this. I mean, that works, I guess. We'll just work through the block. Not our best work at all. He's really good at spin moves, and that's, like, kind of it. I will say our offensive line is, like, one of the better in the league, so it's understandable. Finally, something. Can't get that spin move. Okay. It has pushed our ass all the way. Dude, what? Can't even get off the play at all. The spin's now working. Before wasn't. Oh, we can do that now, though. And without a freaking fumble, it's just going to be... Oh, man. And gold for Floyd, but no actual dev up. Gilbert's now taking on A-Chan in his drill. This is one of the toughest drills you could ever ask for. Oh, see you later. He loyal. Huge hit. We're like literally one away. And there you go. I think we've got the gold. Don't know what Gilbert's dev is, but if it's not X Factor, hopefully we can get another dev up for a rookie. All right, so we might have gotten a little out of hand. 202,000. I think you only need 30. It was just fun hit sticking A-Chan. You got to humble the man, you know? He's going in every season knowing he's the best running back. You got to humble him a little bit. That's probably not true, but I did it anyways. Cicada, I mean, he doesn't need it as much as, like, McDougald and Byers, and hell, even Billups might even have an upgrade at 90 for an ability slot. But I still just want to use the safety anyways, you know? I think we had a pretty good draft for ourselves, especially defensively. Ooh, Waddle. He's fast enough. We're giving him a look. Pick it. Oh my lord, I thought he intercepted it. They're just gonna call that a drop, by the way. We're all over that. That's too easy. Good hands, good hands. Test the hands out as well. Some of these drills, we've had some guys that just can't catch. Good knockout. Again, I don't know why they're not letting us jump up for that, though. We'll give him the outside shade. Oh, he's quicker than I thought. That's what I say. Usually they cut up field. Playing it perfectly so far. This could be bad for us. Nope, we're all over that, and that's already a gold. No matter what we do, even if we gave up 3 straight touchdowns, can't lose it because it's only 8,000 points needed. Wish you would actually take the shot, though. I want to see a contested pick. We got to get underneath that, which we do. Damn, he dropped that? I need that pick, though. I don't like that. All over that. Perfect. Perfect. And unfortunately, not a single dev up. Got a bunch of upgrades, and I think we do still have time to do that that preseason game. Might be a little bit of a longer one, but it's also a preseason game involved. Next episode, like I said, I think will be maybe 4 games. 2 preseason, 2 regular season. I think that's probably the plan. Either way, let's go straight to the guy that matters the most. I'm going to go Scrambler, because I actually want his play action to be a little bit higher. I'm not even sure what it does, but it's just, it looks kind of ugly that that's by far the lowest he's got. Let's try Improviser now, since Scrambler didn't work. You would think it would. Improviser and 2 throw on the run. I actually really like that. Never mind. We're going to go with this. 2 throw on the run's huge. Perkins, super winning quarterback. Those upgrades are going to make it a little bit easier on him to try and win another. Then we have Mr. Decker, who he'll get to 85 plus as well, which is pretty big. A lot of upgrade points. Playmaker still goated. Injury plus, which is huge. 85 overall now. He will get that ability slot. What is it? It is Tireless Runner. Huh? How does that make any sense? What does he have? So he has short out, honorary lineman. What do we do? I'm trying to think. We do like ins. Mid-in seems a little high in like value, but that's fine. Let's get back to Decker though. I didn't mean to back out. What's his weakness? So he has great short, great medium, great deep. I mean, he doesn't really have a weakness. I'm just going to go deep threat anyways, though, just to see if I can get a speed upgrade. I feel like that's probably the most common speed upgrade to get. It's not an okay upgrade, but not what I was hoping for. Unfortunately, our man Richards did not go up in dev. Let's say 1 speed rusher, which doesn't upgrade him. Let's see what the power move upgrade is here for him. Well, that was a waste. And then 1 power move, which actually does get him to 80 overall, which will be 3 to power move. So, I mean, 3 finesse, 3 power move for 2 upgrades is not bad. 88 power move now. Jeromepkr Johnson still has an upgrade points. Does not go up in overall from Playmaker, though, which is a little surprising. 4 carrying 6 to deep route. What the hell? I mean, that is his weakness by far, so we'll take that. We'll definitely take that. We'll take a look at McDougald now. Of course, we're going to go hybrid. Ooh, +2. Actually pretty big. 2 to man, 1 to zone, 3 to play rec. What a player. If we could just draft another safety like him, that'd be great. Of course, Hutchinson, we'll go possession just to get that 80 overall, which again, I think should be an upgrade point for his ability slot, which it is. Looks great. 2 to juke move, was that? I mean, he's getting up there for his elusiveness. He gets run protector. I mean, that's probably a pretty good ability, right? I mean, I kind of want bulldozer, though, now. Let's go bulldozer. Screw it. I don't care. I don't care. Cicada, or Cicada, 77 overall. 4 to man coverage, huge. I mean, put him at corner, I guess. Steinbach, he's a backup. Who cares? And then Gilbert, 74 overall. If he got to 75, we would know if he's superstar or not. And a bunch of +1s at agility is not a bad +1 to have, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, field general, definitely the way to go. Oh, of course, it's a rainy game. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? What is this going to do for me? Oh, yeah, here's a rain game. You don't know how anyone's playing. This looks like very shady behavior. It's super dark, like raising the flagpole. Feels like somebody's dead up on the flagpole, and we're just raising it up there. Sure, I guess. Why not? Whereas here's Darnold. Company, they still have the same guys around, it seems. Just, let's see what the guy's got. How about that? Got a little bit of a heavier run front. Gilbert out there. I mean, it's not a crazy different look, but yeah, I mean, some guys are starting that maybe wouldn't have before. Here's Lowry coming into the game. Let's see how this goes. Probably not well. Yeah, he gets sent on his first play. Oh, my Lord. The literal first play, and he just gets sent. Looked like he was going to have a push at first. Now he's double teaming. He gets a little bit of a push, though, and because of that, Darnold panics and is sacked, so fair enough. I still don't know what his name is. Is it Mayette? Is it Majet? Is it Majet? It might just be straight up Majet. It's not a special name at all. Oh, my Lord. I thought we had that block off the backside, and yeah, maybe in a conflict of interest is Kader Kohu doesn't want to block for his replacement, perhaps. Of course, offense doesn't change a whole lot, but you do have a new left tackle, and then because of the new left tackle, your right tackle is different than last year. As we're just going to take the underneath. A little bit of a high throw, and Decker gets blasted. Holiday in as a blocker. And they're pretty well covered. Johnson drops that one. Wouldn't be a Dolphins game if it was rainy and we started hitting throws. Decker wide open. Great job buying more time. Pretty good blocking in general, though. And Decker fumbles out of bounds at the 35. Whereas Achane probably won't play a whole lot in this one, especially since we want to see Holiday. And he falls forward for 2. Right, play action. Jalen Wright could be the guy. Oh, my God, they're all over this. And, wow, what a catch by Holiday because the right tackle gave up the block at the wrong time. This could be a forcing it to Holiday a lot situation. We'll see. Holiday catches it on the screen pass. He's out there, and no, I just didn't expect that. Did not expect him to give up the block. We had it. We had it, and he just didn't do anything. There's nobody on Holiday, by the way. Nobody on Holiday. He catches it and scores. You might want to cover that guy. Oh, my, look at the athleticism. You might want to cover that, man. Just a suggestion. Pretty good hands so far. Caught 3 of them. 3 catches. One of them really tough. And this one with a deep shot. Has to spin on that one. Still holds on. He's got good hands for a big fella. 3rd and 2 now. Bringing a blitz. Oh, my God. Look at Kenneth. Oh, we get pulled by our own player. Tried to strip. Didn't work. You got Floyd here. Oh, I thought it was a play action. That's a touchdown. Holy crap. Defense just got destroyed that drive. Team now facing a 3rd and 10 after 2 incompletions. Everyone is a backup right now. I mean, technically even Holiday. Got to give him a chance at it. And he just doesn't turn. Come on, my Jet. Defense with a chance here. Crosswell. Sakata, the deep safety. Playing a little shallow here just in case. And, oh, my Lord. That is technically not really our coverage, but we need to be back there. Good job, Kader Kohu, to recover, but holy crap, he got cooked. Defense is having some struggles early on, I'll tell you that much. Safety we were eyeing up for a while finally became available. And we almost get the pick with him. That would have been a crazy one. We're actually bringing in McDougald. Crazy work. Uh-oh. Nobody's bringing in this. Oh, my Lord. No one's bringing in the screen defense, though. Isn't that our former player, Tiller? I thought we had him as a backup. Right? I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I'm forgetting everything. Also, we did add a couple of guys I didn't show you. There's a couple of star dev corners, a couple of normal dev but fast wide receivers. As Mayette. That was a bad decision. I just thought we couldn't cut inside. Quincy Holiday, 3 catches, 3 receptions. Well, 3 targets, 3 catches, 32 yards, and a touchdown. Truly the only guy doing anything on offense, to be honest with you. Spiegel, we also got him from free agency, the guy we're talking about. He's tall, fast, but raw. Barely got that ball out, but there goes Holiday. Trying to barrel through some players. Should have went out of bounds, but I want to see the power if we can. Holiday on the swing. Wide open over the middle. Not Matthew. Walter Golden. The man that I still feel like we absolutely disrespected. Should have taken that. Screw it. That's going to be intercepted, damn it. Oh, come on, Spiegel. Okay. There's no way. Arroyo's trying to catch his former teammate, and he can't. There's no way Spiegel just gave up on the play. I don't care that he's 6'3" and he's fast. I think that may already be grounds for release. I can't lie. That's a Spiegel-like play. That's something a Spiegel would do. Cruz wide open, a little overthrown, but he'll catch it. Stiff arm down to the 37. Big play. Spiegel. Spiegel to the 21. I just like the whole team. You know that? The whole team is solid. Mayette. It's a pretty good route. Good throw, good catch, down to the 4. Screw it. Why are we doing that? Steinbach, get him. Get him, Steinbach. We're making bad decisions. There you go. Wide open Majette. Down to the 43. I get it, right? Teams run the ball out in this kind of weather, but it shouldn't be this bad. Oh! Cooked immediately. Tried to throw it right away to Y. Wasn't an option. Tried to go to X and got cooked. It's a little overthrown, but what a catch. Reaches out, gets it. Like everything's just spreading everything out. Let's go Holiday. Needs 10 yards. It works, though. Did not want to do that. Again, I don't know how to truck. What a catch. Stumbled, though. Look at these squiggles. I can't see what's going on here. Dropped it. Wow, the game's going to pretty much end with Holiday dropping his first pass. Well, first pass that he should have caught. Not that it would have been a first down anyways. Yeah, not our best performance, but of course it is a rainy one, so did you expect anything different? We also forced it a little bit to some players that maybe didn't deserve to be forced to, specifically Spiegel. Looking at the numbers, I mean, Perkins was okay, but obviously Steinbach was horrible. Whiteside wasn't great either. Running-wise, you know, Holiday and Tiller looking pretty similar, which I don't know if I like that or not. Looking at, I mean, to be fair, Walker outside of that 29-yarder, we kind of locked him up instantly. Holiday, though, in the air, 5 for 57, a touchdown. We'll take that. Just got to learn to truck and got to learn to not have rain games. That's the two things that we got to learn. And Holiday already has another upgrade. We'll go with another power back, which one to trucking, one to toughness, one to carrying, the big one, 2 to break tackle. He's climbing already. We're going to have to pay attention to the other running back because, A, he's a jet, and B, I want to see, you know, how our guy is developing compared to the other guy. We'll have to see what happens because Warner probably hasn't gotten a single look yet, but I mean, I'm starting to think after that dev up, we may have the better guy, right? 6'1", 222 is crazy freaking awesome, but he's a little less elusive, a little bit slower. I know he has the acceleration, but a little bit slower technically. Speed, I would definitely take the speed over the excel. I think. I don't know, actually. But our break tackle is already significantly higher, and the dev is pretty similar. But that'll be it for this one. We're going to have the Rams and Giants. I think we're going to see less of those games than you just did of that Seahawks game, to be honest with you. And then we'll have week 1 and 2, I think will be the plan. When that will be, I'm not sure. Did we have a like goal? 400 likes, I believe. And we'll have the next episode tomorrow. If not, maybe a day later. We'll have to see. Either way, though, appreciate y'all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the final season of Dolphins Franchise. And hopefully come back for next video. But until next video,